Hi, Jamie here. Something that I wanted to go in depth about is wedding dresses. I shoot around 100 weddings a year, mostly elopements, and a lot of times I see things with wedding dresses that I think should be discussed. So a lot of people, like if you're having a big traditional wedding with like all the family and friends and everything, you'll go to a bridal shop and try on dresses for your wedding. Now with that, for people do that for elopements and full traditional weddings. I highly recommend that you bring somebody with you that is going to tell you the honest truth about how the dress looks. Sometimes people are scared to tell the truth. There may be like something that isn't super flattering for you with the dress. And if nobody tells you anything and you don't think about it or notice, then you may end up being unhappy with your dress in the long run. As a photographer, there really isn't much of anything that we can do if you're unhappy with your dress and certain parts of it. I mean, we can pose you certain ways and everything, but during your ceremony, like there's certain shots and candid moments that there's only really one way for us to photograph it. So if you don't like the way you look from the side in your dress, well, during the ceremony, you're going to be turned to your side. So all those photos are going to be that way. One thing is I've noticed like certain people, if you don't like a certain body part on yourself, then I highly suggest that you make sure your dress does not show that off. For example, if you do not like your arms, then I highly recommend that you do not get a strapless dress. There are dresses that will like cover the upper part of your arms. If you just don't like the upper part of your arms, you can sometimes add detachable sleeves. If the dress that you absolutely love is strapless, you could consider just having a long veil, but then you're gonna need to remember like all day to cover your arms if you don't like pictures of your arms. Now, I mean, everybody is beautiful and I'm all for body positivity and everything like that. But if you hate your arms in photos and you don't like the way they look, like I know a lot of people like this. I don't like my arms much right now either. If your dress does not cover your arms, then your arms are going to be on full display for almost all of your wedding photos. Another thing is if you don't like your legs, then I don't recommend that you have a short dress because we're gonna see your legs in all your photos, and that's just like the way it is. For top or strapless dresses, sometimes the way they can fit up top may not be the most flattering if you have like a really large chest or you just don't like the way strapless shirts or dresses look on you, then do not get a strapless dress. Like I said, if you love a certain dress and it's strapless, you can get add-ons to like help cover things up. You can get like a little shawl or a cover up or something. There are things that you can do, but just this is really for you because we as photographers want you to love your wedding photos. I'm sure you really want to love your wedding photos and remember the day. And you don't want to be looking back like, I wish I wore a different dress. So knowing this now will help so that you can keep that in mind. Also like the weather. So in Vegas, it's really hot. Springtime starts to get pretty hot and then like early fall and of course summer. So if you're coming somewhere hot or somewhere cold, then definitely take that into account on the dress that you wear. If you're going somewhere cold, then something that is full length or with sleeves, or if you have a jacket or something you put on top is ideal because you want to be comfortable for your wedding when you're saying your vows. You don't want to be just like shivering or sweating or anything like that. So anything that you can do in advance to make sure that your attire is going to go with the weather. Short dresses are really great when it's hot. Sometimes short dresses can be difficult to sit in, so that's just something you want to consider. In Vegas, we have a lot of weddings that take place like on the back of the pink Cadillac at the Little White Chapel, and you sit up there. Usually if you cross your legs, then we're not going to see anything in the photos, but like photographers are never going to interrupt your ceremony to tell you to do something with your legs. We'll tell you like in the beginning, but as you get comfortable and you're just going with the ceremony, then if you like uncross your legs and we can see up your dress, then I'm not gonna interrupt because your ceremony is a very important part of the day. So we can maybe recreate some of those photos, but it's just something to keep in mind, especially if you're not wearing anything underneath your dress and you have a short dress and you're gonna be sitting. Sometimes we also do like photos on the curb, downtown, sitting down. So if you're gonna be sitting, just think about that, because we may see things that we don't want to see. You're not going to want those photos. Also, like Spanx. Sometimes people wear the longer Spanx that show up, like if your dress or skirt part comes up a little bit. That's just something to also consider. As a photographer, we'll do our best to let you know, like during portrait time and stuff like that. But for anything that's candid or happening during a ceremony, we're not going to be able to interrupt to tell you like, hey, pull your dress down. Sometimes we can edit that out, sometimes we can't. So just keep that in mind. So the material is also something to think about. Like if you're coming in the summer where it's hotter and you have multiple layers to your dress, it's going to be very hot and it's going to make you uncomfortable. So think about that. If you are not going to try on a dress in person and you're just ordering things online, there's so many great things online and you can get really cool dresses. I recommend doing this as far in advance as you can. Maybe having a few options, getting like 1 or 2 sizes if it's something that you can return, and then trying like a few different styles if you're not sure what's gonna go good with your body type. You can even like go in person and try on dresses at a boutique and just get a feel for like the certain style that's gonna look best for you, that you're gonna be happy with. Because there's nothing worse than ordering a dress online like last minute and then it coming and not fitting you right, or you just don't like the way that it looks, and at that point it's too late to really get anything else, so you're kind of stuck with it. So even if you're eloping, the dress choice is very important, just as it is with like a traditional full wedding. So think about that. Consider all aspects when picking your dress, and if you have any questions or anything, let me know. I'm here to help. Thank you.